So I just woke up from a nap a little bit ago. You see my hair. It's because I just woke up. Uh, and when I was asleep, there was uh, there was a plane that flew over my apartment again, and there was another one this morning that flew over my apartment. And I think maybe another one flew over my apartment, if I remember right. And then there was a siren when I was taking a nap too. And then there's a bunch of other noises. I don't remember what. My neighbors and trucks outside or whatever. There's just a bunch of noises every time I would wake up and roll over. And then I woke up and the thing on my wall was making clicking noises when I woke up. And then I get up, it's quiet, and I get up, and then I hear a truck outside go beep, 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 beep. Right when I stand up, and he's like far away somewhere. He's not like right out there. He's like down the street somewhere or whatever. But I just hear that right when I stand up out of bed though. It was quiet before that. And then there's a one light car syncing with a tan car, and it's a red car. There's a bunch of other red cars and white cars, and another tan car with the red cars. And the first one was a one light car out of all the red cars that drove out like a bunch of fucking stormtrooper cars for the retard empire. Oh. And that's no offense to actual retarded people that they use like puppets to stalk. That's actually really sad that I see actual retarded people being used like puppets. So whenever I'm saying retarded and making fun of retarded people, I'm not making fun of actual retarded people. Because actual retarded people can even tell that this is retarded. Like, even a retarded person can see that these people are synced up retardedly, and it's very retarded how synced up they are. Even a retarded person would agree with me on that. And then there's a bunch of cars. There's just a bunch of cars driving up, and they're all converging at the intersection together. Like, going up two different streets to the intersection. There's just two parades meeting each other at the intersection. Retardedly. Then there's more red cars, and then there's a blue car at the end of the red cars. And then there's the white cars at the end of that. And then there's the white cars with the white cars. And then there's gonna be a tan car with the white car or something. Or another white car. It was another white car, and then there's another white car coming out of another place. And then there's the red and the blue cars again. They have to do more red and blue cars again. When are the black and the silver cars gonna come back? They're still doing the red and the blue and the white cars. There's more blue cars and red cars coming. And then they're gonna meet other blue and red cars, right? Oh, here's two silver cars. Uh, you're gonna meet black cars. There's another silver car with the silver car. And then there's a white car with the silver car. And then, uh, there's a white car with the blue and the red car. There wasn't another, I think there was another red car. There was one more red car with the blue and the red car. Then there's a tail lift and a tan car syncing up, and then the tan car is driving out of the parking lot, and then there's this clicking sound over here that I don't know what that was, but it was right at the same time, and then it's turning out when a white truck drives around the corner. And then there's no other tan car though. It's just one tan car that time. And then there's a white SUV and it's pulling up and parking on the street. And there's other cars driving by on the street. And it's more red cars. And then there's gonna be a blue car. And then there's this black car coming in the parking lot and he's syncing with black and silver cars. He turned into the parking lot. Uh, and then this guy just got out of the white SUV right on the tan car drove out. I just wake up from my nap and I'm still in this nightmare world. Damn. And then when I take a nap, I'm still in it. Having dreams about gang stalkers. And then they're syncing up gang stalkers in the real world outside of our window with the gang stalkers in my dream world. I walk up to the intersection in my dream and then I hear a car honking outside at the same time, or a siren, or a train horn, or a car door slamming. Or something like that every time I sleep. And then there's this white truck driving around the corner. There's these other cars that drove out right when I walked up, and they all look like stalkers. There's a lot of cars right now, so there's the red and the blue cars meeting each other at the intersection, though. This blue truck drives up to the intersection. Right when he gets there, all these red cars are driving out of it. And then the red car syncs up with more red cars. And then there's a burst of black cars again. And then there's a blue car and a red car again. And another red car. Blue and the red car. and then white cars with white cars, and then more white cars with the white cars, and then black cars, and then there's gonna be silver cars. There's two white cars with the black cars. And then there's white cars with the white cars. And then there's people making noises right out here. Are they stalkers? You hear those metallic noises? I think it's stalkers. Because it usually is. There's someone walking out with a red shirt. And there's a truck beeping, and it's probably a stalker. And she just got in a white SV with a red shirt. And then there's three red cars meeting each other at the intersection as white SUVs drive through it. And then there's a white car driving through it, and it's probably another whitey. And then it is, and it's syncing with another whitey. And then somebody else is walking across the parking lot with a red hat on. And then I think he was syncing with the cars on the street that were syncing with each other. I think that's exactly what happened. And then the white SUV is just sitting on the side of the street with her red shirt on, and she hasn't left yet. But there's all these other stalkers constantly driving by, synchronized with each other around corners of buildings. Black and silver and white cars. And then they switch it to the red and the blue cars, and then they go back to the black and the white and the silver cars. But right now it's just a bunch of black and white and silver cars, and I see a couple of tan cars, I think. Oh, there's a red cars. There are gonna be a bunch of red cars again when it gets to the intersection. That's it. It's driving up to the intersection, and it's doing it right as a white SUV drives out of the parking lot, and then a red car drives out right as my refrigerator turns on, and then it meets another red car at the other corner. And then it meets a white car at the other corner with that red car. And then there's this car. It's the radio station car. Is it gonna sink? It sinks with a white truck. It always sinks. And then these people walking out, and they look like they're like mocking me. Like they're looking up at my window, mocking me. It's like these teenage girls. And sometimes people just look directly up at my window or point up at my window or whatever. They're like all the way across the parking lot too, so like they probably can't even see me all the way over here. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but they just took off and they did it synced with this white SUV, I think. And there's this guy walking across the parking lot. And is he getting in the car? No. He's walking across the parking lot and he gets all the way across when there's whiteys driving out. Was he thinking with that? Was he thinking? I don't know, but this other guy walking over there is a sinkhead, and he's syncing with the whiteys, and then there's this Amazon whitey driving through the parking lot, syncing with the whiteys. Just driving through the parking lot and back out, and then driving up on the street again, and then syncing with the whitey at the other corner. Those Amazon whiteys always driving up the street now, and then he's syncing with this other truck right as there's a banging noise. And then there's a red and a blue car, I think. And then there's another banging noise when the blue truck gets to the intersection and meets a whitey. And then there's my heater clicks again on the wall, synced with the cars. And then they keep making these banging noises that I think are probably synced every time. And then this white truck is driving out, and this red car is coming out at the same time, and it's syncing with a blue truck and a white car and another white car, and a bunch of other cars are driving out, and they look like other stalkers in black and silver cars with the white cars. A lot of them. From a bunch of different directions. Like, just the entire map out here is just black and silver cars driving out. Like an entire movie set of people, of background actors. If I didn't exist and I wasn't looking out my window right now, it would be like 3 cars out here right now. But it's a lot of cars out here right now stalking. And they're still doing it, and then these birds are flying up and they look like stalkers. These birds just like flew toward me and then they flew back across the parking lot. I think they were doing a stalker maneuver with the cars in the background. Usually when I see birds out here, they're doing stalker maneuvers. They're usually like flying up close to my window and shit, flying right by it. And there's these 3 guys walking around the parking lot stalking, and they're stalking with the cars driving by on the street. And there's this truck beeping again. He's probably a stalker. Here comes this green stalker car I always see, and then there's these birds flying across the parking lot over the car as it drives by, and it looks synced up with it, and then this white truck is syncing up with it, and then these other whiteys are driving by on the street as he drives by me with the green stalker car that I always see, and I used to see him like every day, but now I don't see him every day, but I still see him synced up every time I see him. And this other bird flew over me, and it was another one, I think, and then these other cars are other ones, and then this other white car is another one with the other ones. And then this guy is walking across the parking lot, dumping something in a dumpster right as someone else walks around another corner and white SV drives out. He's just walking all the way across the parking lot, and he's syncing up like 5 times as he walks across, and he's walking back now and syncing up again. And he just dumps something in a dumpster sink, and then he walks back. Oh, and then there's a guy walking out with a red shirt, too. And then there's a mail truck syncing up with a whitey in a tan car, and then there's 2 blue cars driving out at the same time, and then there's gonna be a red car. Oh, There's a white car though with the blue car. Here's a red car. Is it a red gang stalker? And then let's see if they do the loud engine sounds. They never do it when I'm recording. I don't think they've ever done it when I'm recording. Like, when I'm in my apartment, I mean. They just want their gift cards, yep. I guess. That car that I saw this morning when I was recording out my apartment window, he just pulled up in a white car and just like was flashing his lights a bunch of times and flashing his high beams a bunch of times and then turned his car sideways synced with cars driving by. He just kept turning his lights on and off synced with cars driving by and then turning his high beams on and off synced with cars driving by. And then he turned his car sideways in the parking lot and stopped, synced with cars driving by, and then flashed his lights again, and then he took off synced and drove out of the parking lot synced with cars driving by, and drove into the parking lot synced with cars driving by. Like, I wish I would have pulled out my GoPro and recorded that or something, because that was crazy. And then, like, right before that, too, there was a white truck that came up with one headlight and one lower light and parked pointed right at me. They were both white cars, and they're, like, right after each other. That happened this morning. My refrigerator just turned off synced. There's a truck outside. This loud engine just like driving around slowly out there. I think he's a stalker. Most likely a stalker. I don't know if he's just parking out there or what he's doing out there, but I just hear this truck out there just like. I think he's a stalker. There's a white van driving out right at this moment. Where's this truck at? Is he a stalker truck? I think he's right next to my apartment building, wherever he's at. I don't see him, but I hear him. And then sometimes they'll have a car just pull up out here with loud music playing and just like sit out here, like right outside. You've done that before. He's just sitting out here for like a half hour with music, with loud music playing. Like just sitting with his windows down with the music, with the volume all the way up. And then they also, there's been a couple of times where they're having like a birthday party out here. They're making a bunch of synced up noises and going, woo! Synced and shit. couple of times where that's happened. There's this tan car pulling up, and he's driving by me right as a white SUV is driving by. Driving through the parking lot right by me. And then there's other cars, and they're black and silver cars. And then there's white SUV and another white SUV, and someone walking up at the same time. And there's two black cars, three black cars syncing with the white SUV, getting to the end of the parking lot. And then there was a silver car with the black car. And then there's no cars. Oh, and then there's a black truck. And then he is syncing with another black car and a silver car. And then, but this truck is still just rumbling out here. I don't know where he's at. He's just sitting there rumbling. And maybe he's just doing it so there's just a constant rumbling sound outside my window to stalk me. I don't know. Maybe he's actually doing something out here. Maybe he's not a stalker. I don't know what's going on with rumbling truck engine. But 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, it's a stalker, so it's probably a stalker. That's all I'm saying. Well, this white truck is taking off right as someone is jogging around the corner of a building, and also with another white truck in the background, and then another white truck in the background, and then a UPS in the background when he gets to the end of the parking lot. So that was a whitey for sure. And then the person jogging syncs up with another whitey around the other corner. So I'm glad because I exist, that person is out getting some exercise, jogging, getting some cardio. Just because I exist, that person is now healthier. So you're welcome. Here goes all these red cars, and then the white cars, and then this guy that I always see stalking me is walking out. And then there's this tow lift driving out, and then there's another tow lift syncing with that tow lift. And they're also syncing with the guy walking out, and then he's gonna sync again when he gets to the end of the parking lot. Oh, he's gonna go in this door over here. He's gonna sync right there then. Right when he goes in the door, there's a white car driving into the parking lot, and then there's another white car driving into the parking lot, and then they're syncing with the white truck on the street. Right at moments, things keep happening, and then black and silver cars again, and then a tan car. Is that a tan car or a silver car? I can't tell. But it's a stalker, and it's syncing up with white stalkers though. And then there's a UTV, and it's a stalker. Every time I see a UTV, it's a stalker. There's someone walking out with a white stalker and another person walking out next to me. There's a guy walking out of a building far away from me, right as another guy walks out next to me, synced up with white cars driving out. And then more white cars drove out with the white cars driving out. And then there's a white car driving in the parking lot, and he's turning right as another white car drives behind him on the street. And then there's another white car on the street, and then he's parking in the parking lot right as the guy walking through the parking lot walks in front of his car. And then the other guy is walking around the other corner, the one from far away. And he was syncing with a car, I think. I think I hear a car honking or something. I just hear this noise. I don't know if it's a honk. It just sounds like someone's laying on their horn. It's like just like going constantly. I don't know if it's a horn or what it is, but that guy that walked all the way across the parking lot though. He got in a white car in the parking lot right as the school bus drove up to the intersection though. And there's a bird flying right over my head right now, and then a FedEx drives out right when it does. This bird was just coming flying straight at me, like over me. And then right when he flies over my window, there's a FedEx driving out. And then there's a white SUV coming in the parking lot and just stopping sideways and then turning around. Is this a horn? What is the sound? I need to know. I don't know what the sound is. I don't know if it's the stalker sound. And this guy is just in his white car in the parking lot still. And then there's a bunch of white cars driving out all at once. And then there's more white cars driving out at once when the white cars get to the intersection. And then there's more white cars with those white cars. And then there's red cars. And then the red car and the white car go around the corner at the same time. And then there's another white car immediately after with another white car behind it. And then there's a red car meeting the white car and another white car meeting the other white car. And then there's a mail truck and it's meeting a tan car and the white car in the parking lot is backing up. And they're right behind it. Like from my perspective, the mail truck and the tan car are right behind the white car in the parking lot on the street. It is some type of gang noise that I heard. I think it is some type of gang stalker noise because right when I set my phone down, it turned off. It's like some construction thing. And then it turned back on again.